Hey guys, in this tutorial we're going to be looking at another string function called Boolean. So if you like, you can say Boolean expression. Okay, Boolean Boolean expression. I'm going to comment this. So what exactly is Boolean expression? A Boolean expression is going to either have a true or false um, outcome. So it's going to tell you if something is true or something is false. So a, a Boolean expression can either be true or false. Okay. So to make this clearer to us, let's do a quick select star from employees. Now we're already familiar with all the columns we have in this employees table. So let's say I want to know if we have, let's say I want to know in the department table if we have any department called clothing. And if we have any department called clothing, I need you to say true. If we have any department different from clothing, say sports or tools, then return false. So when you use a Boolean expression, it's going to return either true or false. Let's say I want to check in this table if we have salary greater than 100k, return true. Other than that, return false. And that is going to be done for each row. So it's going to do it for each row until it gets to the last row because we have 1000 rows. So it's going to do it, it's going to check depending on the query that you write. So let's say I want to check where salary is greater than 100. Okay, so I'm going to select salary, and let me bring this down. So I want to select salary and another column that will help me check if salary is greater than 100. Okay, so I will say salary. So it's just like you are asking a question. Salary greater than 100. Okay, so once you do this, this is a Boolean expression. You want this to return either true or false. So let's run this. Select salary. Now we are going to see two columns. The first one is going to be salary. The next one is going to be a column that will say true or false. So let me run this. You see what you have. Now this is greater than 100, so it's true. This is less than 100, it's false. Let's order this. And it's going to do it for all the 1000 records. Let's order by this column because this is the second column. So I'll just copy this, paste it here. So order by this, maybe ascending. Okay, you see all these are less than 100, so it's false. If I keep checking going down, any salary that is less than 100 is going to be false. And wherever I see salary greater than 100, that's going to be, I can change this to descending. So we can see true. You see, all these are greater than 100, so it's true. That's how to use a Boolean expression. You use a Boolean expression to check if something is true or false. And one more, let's look at another example. In this Boolean expression, I can also check, let's say I want to check if department equals clothing. I can say department equals clothing. So now I want to see, and I'm going to change this to department. So I want two columns. The first one is going to be department. Select department, and then this Boolean expression column. Department equals clothing from employees. Okay, so I'm going to order by, uh, let's remove this for a second. Okay, so now I have two columns. Select department. Department equals clothing. So you are asking a question. If department is equals to clothing, this will return true. If not, it's going to return false. And you want this from employees. So let's run. You see, where department is sports, it says false. Where department is tools, it says false. But where department is clothing, it says true. If you keep going down, any occurrence of clothing is going to be true. Okay, I'm going to order this so that you can see. Um, Let me order this. Order by this column. If I want, this is column 2 because this is the first column, this is the second column. So instead of copying that, I can just say order by 2, that is column 2. I'm referring to this column. So order by 2, sending. Now you see everywhere we have clothing, it's going to be true. Everywhere we have clothing, you're going to have true. So that's what um, Boolean expression does. We can combine as many conditions as possible. We can check for we can check for where department is clothing and salary is greater than 100. So let's say I want to see department, I want to see um, salary, and here department equals clothing, and I can say and salary greater than maybe 130. So now I want to check. The question I'm asking is department equals clothing, this will return true, and salary greater than 130. So this together is one condition. We are asking a question, or we are using this Boolean expression for this condition. This together, because I'm using hand will make these two filters one condition. So I want to know this, where department equals clothing and salary greater than 130. Let's do this for only clothing department. So I can come here and say where department equals clothing. So we only want to see, we're only using this um, Boolean expression where department equals clothing. So now we are not going to see 1000 records. We are going to see just 49 records because we have 49 employees working in clothing departments. Let me remove this for a second. And please be mindful that I'm not running the first line. The Boolean expression is commented, so it's not running. Okay, so let's see what we have. Let's go through this query first before I run. So I want to see select department, first column, second column, salary. I'm going to put comma, and then third column is the third column that is checking is department clothing, and where is clothing is salary greater than 130k. For this condition, wherever this condition is met, it's going to return true. Wherever it's not met, it's going to return it's going to return false. Okay, where department equals clothing. Now this means we are we only want to see department, salary, true or false, where department equals clothing. So we are not looking at the whole 1000 records now. We are limiting it to only clothing department. So let's run and see what we have. So just 49 records because we have 49 employees working in clothing department. So let's see what we have. You see, now department is clothing. All the departments are clothing because we have limited the query to clothing department. And here salary is less than 130, so it's false. Let me order this by salary. Let me order by salary descending. Okay, so this is what we have. Anywhere salary is greater than 130k is going to be true because that's the condition we have. So it's going to be true. But anywhere is less than 100k is going to be false. You see, it's less than 130k, excuse me. Anywhere is greater than 130k is going to be true. So we have all these to be true. But now starting from here is less than 130k. This is 128. So it's going to be false. That's how to use Boolean expression. Don't forget the key thing, the takeaway from this tutorial is that you need to know that Boolean expression returns either true or false. And we have looked at different examples of how to use it. So basically, it's just like you asking a question and say, department equals clothing and salary greater than 130. So it's going to check, it's going to evaluate this condition. If it's true, then the column is going to return true. If it's false, it's going to return false. And you can apply this on any of the column. You can use it to check first name. You can use it to check last name. You can use it to check department, salary, any of the column. Okay. So in the next tutorial, we're going to be looking at more string function. Okay. So far, I think we've looked at maybe 4 string functions. So we have a couple of functions to go to look at. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.